Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us so much. I'm your host, plastic surgeon Dr. Bruce Hermann, and with me is not the amazing Sarah today because she's on vacation, but I got Robert Dressel.
What's up?
Entrepreneur, world famous guy here sitting in for Sarah. Actually, Robert and I are good friends. We've been friends forever, and I appreciate him coming in and helping me out.
I'm infamous, not famous.
Infamous.
So.
In the box we got, as always, Travis. What are you, buddy?
I am good. I am average at this point. So we got.
Now, Travis, Rob asked me during the intro. He's like, Teflon Don. Have you heard the name Teflon Don before?
I've not. You know what? Honestly,
really?
When you said it, I thought you were talking about Rick Ross.
Oh my gosh!
I really thought you were talking about Rick Ross, but that's a good name.
So I'm not like a huge Trump fan or anything. I'm kind of just indifferent about it. But yeah, Teflon, because they say that like when they try to put charges on him, they always slip off. So he's Teflon Don. I thought I was being really clever.
It's good.
And I was confusing everybody. Well, yeah, now I mean it's never clever when you have to explain it, right? So those jokes when you have to explain it, like, oh yeah, that's funny. It's like, yeah, not that funny.
Yeah.
But.
Hashtag Teflon Don.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll trend.
It might. Well, I think he's like, isn't he like he's in a bunch of trouble right now or something? He's in court or something. I don't know. I don't follow it. Like, I just try to put out all the white noise.
It's not a political show.
No, it's not a political show. Although we are going to talk about Donald Trump in a minute. But before we get into that, anybody do anything exciting recently? Trey, Robert, nothing?
Nothing exciting on my end. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to a festival that's in Dallas.
What? Which one? I love festivals.
Yeah, facts. Togetherland Fest is the name
What's
of it.
Togetherland? What is that one?
So it's a festival from Atlanta that they bring into Dallas. It's the first year. They trying to like expand it and make it big.
Okay.
And Lil Wayne is going to be the headliner.
So it's a music festival?
It's a music festival, yeah. It's
sick.
Festival.
Where is it?
It's at Fair Park.
Really?
Park. Yes, indeed.
Dang. I know I'm actually gonna go to the Stars game tomorrow. I was like, I love music festivals. I would totally I would totally head down there. But that's gonna be awesome, man. I got to get a full report on that.
I will do.
Excellent. I actually went on a motorcycle trip this last weekend. I don't know anything exciting this weekend coming up, but that was pretty nice. Did a little trip down to. You guys ever go to the Hill Country?
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Austin, Fredericksburg.
Yep.
We went to Lukenbach. All that stuff was just amazing. Yeah.
Did you drive the bike?
Yeah. Me and my daughter Danica, we went. Yeah. In fact, I got a picture coming up on. I use it as like a title pic for one of the segments.
Right on.
So, but anyway, all right. Well, I guess let's jump into segments. Speaking of Teflon Don, Donald Trump. He popped up in some social media outlets just recently. He's always popping up for various reasons, but this one caught my eye because there was some news articles talking about Donald Trump plastic surgery rumors. And so this was interesting to me. And so this all spawns from some biopic film about Trump that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. And I can't imagine it's a flattering biopic about Trump. Right. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I say it apolitically. I just know that like people that make films tend to not love Trump.
True.
And so this biopic claims that Trump has had several plastic surgeries, including hair plugs. I think they said facelift and then liposuction of the body and the neck. And then of course, all these like influencer plastic surgeons are now weighing in. Like some of these. Not me influencer. I'm not that guy, but like there's people out there that they're bigger plastic surgery accounts and they weigh in on everything. I mean, kind of like I do, but and so like all these influencer plastic surgeons, and I'm not going to name them, but they're all weighed in. They're like, oh yeah, he's had all this plastic surgery. They were all agreeing. And so anyway, I was kind of surprised about that because I mean, like I said, I'm no Trump fan or anything, but I've seen him in the media for the last 30 or 40 years. Right. And so, being a plastic surgeon, I notice when people change. I mean, we do segments about that all the time for different celebrities or whatnot. Yeah. And so, and Trump has denied this. Like, in fact, his people, like, I should have like actually quoted, his people put out this thing about that movie, like, it doesn't deserve to be in the garbage pail of a burned down blockbuster. It was this very kind of long, elaborate slam of this movie. But anyway, like I said, I was surprised to hear that people thought he'd had plastic surgery because I've seen this guy. I mean, I remember back when he was in Home Alone and then The Apprentice and he's been on Saturday Night Live. So I mean, I've seen this guy around for decades. So I had to do this. I had to do a deep dive, right? I had to know, okay, are these guys right or not? Because you know how these like social media accounts are, like they'll just jump on something and agree just to, for clicks.
It doesn't have to be true.
It doesn't have to be true, right? It doesn't have to be true. So I literally went through like multiple websites because they're out there that have Trump pictures like year by year.
Awesome.
And so I did a pretty deep dive on this. And so once again, I'm speaking on this from a total neutral perspective because, I'm not like a Trump fan, but nor do I dislike Trump. I'm really very neutral politically, which means everyone hates me.
So just looking at it and going, did this person have plastic surgery or not, based upon pictures? So that's what you did.
Yes, that's all I did. Like nothing about it being Trump. Just like, is this particular individual have plastic surgery? And so I wanted to go through each one because I kind of have come to the conclusion that all these people saying that they know he's had plastic surgery are full of crap. Like I think they're just
Most
saying.
of them are.
I think they're just saying this for the clicks or to bandwagon with people. Because you say something bad about Trump and there's some people who hate you for it and some people like you and whatever. So I'm gonna go through these one by one. So talking about the hair plugs. So I want to throw up in the first picture. Dude, that Donald Trump's had the same bad haircut for 70 years, man.
That is him as a kid?
Yeah, that's
no
him
way.
at like 5 or 6 years old, which is hilarious because I went through this year by year. This guy has never changed his haircut once. Dude, I have and not to derail my own like segment here, but I've had like every hairstyle like known to man over the years. I had a bowl cut. I had a mullet. I mean, back when they were cool, right? I mean, because in the 80s, having a mullet was cool.
True.
I was cool. I had a mullet.
They're cool again now.
Are they coming back?
Oh, they're back.
Oh, they are back.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Right, Travis?
Mullets.
Yeah.
You know what? The kids are wearing mullets, especially baseball players.
Okay, all right.
Baseball
Mullets are
players.
back. I had one back in the 80s. I remember, why I got mine? Because MacGyver had a mullet. You guys remember MacGyver?
Yes.
Dude, I love MacGyver. That guy was so smart. I wanted to be MacGyver. So anyway, MacGyver had a mullet, so I had a mullet. Anyway, and I've had all these different haircuts. Donald Trump's had the same freaking haircut for 70 years.
I mean,
and I'm not sure it was ever good. Like, and like,
right, but he's got a lot of hair, looks thick,
right. So
good blessing.
So I went through all of his picks year by year. And, because one of my all-time heroes, and I've mentioned this before, I love Elon Musk. I for various reasons. That bro had hair plugs. There's pictures of him, like in the 90s. He's balding. And then, like, 5 years later, he's got, like, a full, it looks like he has, buckwheat in the headlock. He's got, like, a full hair. Like, it's going everywhere, man. He's got the greatest hair ever. He had hair plugs. I guarantee he had hair plugs.
But you still like him. Who
But
cares?
I don't care if he had hair plugs.
Exactly.
I don't care what he does. I don't like him because of his hair, right? But I went through year by year on Trump, and I could never find a time when he went from like having a very receding hairline to suddenly he had a better hairline. I think his haircut's terrible. He does this thing with his hair where he sweeps it forward and then back. And it's almost like he's trying to cover that he's going bald, but he's not because I could never find a picture.
Yeah.
And so, and there's a ton of pictures of Trump out there. This guy is not like a nobody. I mean, there's a bazillion pictures every year. I couldn't find one to me that convinced he's had hair plugs. Now, would I bet my life that he hasn't had hair plugs? No. I mean, theoretically possible that he went and had them even before he started to recede, and they were a really good job, so you didn't get that pluggy look.
Right.
I mean, it's possible, but can anyone say he's had them for sure? No. There's like Elon, right? You can look at pics of Elon and say, dude had hair plugs.
Yeah. But unless we were here together with Trump, and looking at his
Trump,
scalp,
come on my show, buddy. We'll give you a fair shake, I promise.
He was in Dallas last weekend, so
did you meet with him?
He'll probably be back. I did not meet with him this time.
This time, right, okay.
So it's fair to say, though, he does do some dyeing and coloring.
Oh yeah, color, sure. And he does
you
like the fake tan, the fake and bake or whatever it is.
So, yeah.
So I mean, it's possible, but I just don't think so.
Right.
And I think anyone who says they know he's had hair plugs is just blowing smoke because there are people out there you can be like, that dude had hair plugs, which is fine. If you want hair plugs, go get them, man. I mean, you don't have to run around bald your whole life and go get hair plugs. They actually are really good these days. All right. So, and I moved on to facelift. This one can be a little harder. The first thing I wanted to check to see was sideburns, because if a guy has sideburns, then they've never had a facelift, because facelift eliminates your sideburns, and that's why it's a little bit trickier on men versus women, because women obviously don't wear sideburns except for been like the odd person.
That's another story.
Yeah, it's another story. But men often wear sideburns. Like I used to wear pretty big sideburns. I had chops for a while. Travis, you see me with chops?
I've never seen you with the chops before.
Dude, back in the 90s, chops were cool, and so I had like in the 90s and 2000s, I had some pretty cool chops. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I would love to see pictures of both of y'all from the 90s.
Dude, I had some crazy hairstyles, man. I had the Kurt Cobain haircut for a while. Like I've gone through every hairstyle. I had Kurt Cobain. I had like bad white boy dreads for a while.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
I've had everything.
You gotta bring some pictures.
I don't know, man. I don't want to lose followers.
So you'd be disappointed in me, Trellis. I've got great hair. I mean,
but you've had that hair, dude. You had that haircut when I knew you in college. I mean,
well, maybe. I mean, it's just a little different. I'll let it grow. But yeah, my parents would have kicked me out of the house with a rat tail. Like, no.
Now I never had a rat. I never had a rat tail.
Or
I had a mullet.
No, yeah.
Mullets are way cooler than rat tails. I just want people to know that. Anyway, I went year by year through Trump's picks. I couldn't find a time when he went from saggy to like tight. And I actually pulled up some, don't show them yet, Charles. We'll do them at the end. I actually put some side-by-side pics. I don't think he's had a facelift. I mean, if he did, it was the most subtle facelift ever, and I just don't think he did.
So, real quick, what would you look for? And if you're going to talk about that, I mean, because I don't know what to look for. Like,
so you can't do. I'm telling you, you can't really pick out the scars for facelift unless they're just horribly bad.
Right.
Like the facelift scars go along the border of the ear, like on the inside, and then it goes around like this to the backside and into your hairline. Okay. And if I was able to like literally get up on someone like literally in their business or in their personal space, yeah, I could probably tell you if they had a facelift. From a picture, no way. Not unless it's just botched, right? So the scars you're not gonna be able to tell. If they wear sideburns, then they haven't had one. Because the facelift cuts off skin and it cuts off the sideburn skin. So when you do a facelift consult on a male, you're like, all right, man, this is it. No more sideburns. You cool with that? I mean, but otherwise, what I was really looking for is I was looking for a time when he had basically a fallen face to a tight face. And I didn't really see it. And what makes it a little challenging is because he's had some weight fluctuations over the years. Not huge, weight fluctations. Right. Mostly he's just kind of slowly gained. But I didn't see it anywhere. I don't think he's had a facelift. I think that's a wrong. And then the final one is liposuction. So there was two things they said that they thought he got liposuction. One was his body. All right, right off the bat, I'm very doubtful for that. We talked about this in the past. Men carry fat internally. Most men do not carry fat externally. So very rare that men get external liposuction like of their belly.
Right, because it's below the muscle.
Right.
And
exactly.
It's not safe.
Have you watched the show?
I've watched
He's
the show.
He's watched the show, Travis. He knows this from watching the show.
I may,
I'm so happy.
I may have said, I could use a little bit of extra.
No, dude, like it's hard, man, because most men will not have a thick layer on the outside. So I don't buy that he's had body liposuction. Is it technically possible? Sure, but no one knows that for sure. That's total bullcorn. And then the other thing they said was his neck, right? And I mean, there's a couple pictures where he has a little bit of extra fat in his neck, and now, I mean, he's like almost 80, and yeah, he's got some loose skin on his neck, but I mean, he's 80 years old. I mean, no one looks awesome at 80. I mean, no offense to 80-year-olds. I mean, but age catches up with you.
So let me throw you a curveball, unless you had something else to say.
No, I'm ready for the curve.
So they have talked about his diet is horrible, and he drinks
like
10 diet, but he doesn't look 80. There's some other political people out there that definitely look their age, or even other people in general. So, I wonder if that plays into
it. But I mean,
but
I don't know. Like, I
pretty
think
good for 80.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
can't
to
wait
me,
to see the pictures you
to
got.
me, he kind of looks his age. Like, if you throw his last picture up there, and I think I only pulled up through 2020, and here, go to the next one, Charles. We can go through these. All right, so that's his age in each of these pictures, right? I want you guys to notice the hair. That hair doesn't really change. Like, it stays the same, I don't see...
Sideburns there at 35.
Yeah, he had
33.
sideburns at one point back when sideburns were, kind of in. I mean, I wore sideburns for a long... I think probably past their prime. And I was hoping to find him with a picture of sideburns, like, later on in life, but he doesn't have them. But that doesn't mean he had a facelift. It just means he doesn't wear sideburns anymore. Yeah. I mean, could it mean that he had a facelift? I mean, I guess, but, like, there's not really a good picture that shows his face going from, being slack to being tight. So I guess go to the next one, Travis. We'll flip through the rest. So 44, 49. 59, 66, 72. I mean, to me, he just, I don't know.
His face looks pretty consistent through the years.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He looks like he's just slowly aging.
Right. It looks like natural age.
So is 76 the first year of his presidency?
Yeah, it's 20.
I mean,
Crap. How old is he? He's 70. He's 78 right now. No, that was 2020.
Okay.
I think that was 2020.
Roughly. A little bit different, but lighting, that sort of thing. But with somebody like Trump, there's so many pictures that aren't from his,
like
PR
from his people. Yeah, right.
I mean, you've got everybody taking pictures, and it's like, oh, we didn't get to change that or doctor it.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, I agree. Like 59 right there, that's him and that hairstyle. And,
his hair's been the same for 70 years. How's that even possible? That's going to be you, Robert.
Yeah, no.
Did you have to change up the hairstyle at some point?
I've done shorter and, the Caesar look. And
I had a Caesar cut for a while.
Yeah, so.
That was actually what I had before I kind of went to this disheveled look.
I mean, the messy, I could use a haircut.
I'm just glad I still have hair,
Hey, I mean, my dad died with a full head of hair. I mean, it's gonna be
you got good hair. Now, do you dye your hair?
No.
You don't dye your hair?
No products, brother. This is me.
Do you know what? I have super
Yep.
gray hair. Like, I mean, this is not a secret. I dye my hair. I do all kinds of colors because my hair's pretty gray.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just don't like the salt and pepper look personally. No. Some people love it. I just am like, Let them pass.
I got a couple gray strands at the top.
Do you, Travis? You're pretty young for that.
I do.
Dude, I'll hook you up with my stylist.
She does good. I don't mind them though.
You say that now, man. Wait a few years, buddy. Wait a few years. I can hook you up.
I got you.
My girl does great color.
I keep it in mind.
All right.
There you go.
All right. So just kind of summarizing this whole Donald Trump plastic surgery thing. I mean, I don't think anyone can tell you for fact that Donald Trump's had plastic surgery except for him or maybe his wife. I looked through his pictures over the span of like literally 60 years. There's nothing concrete to say that Donald Trump's had plastic surgery. Is it possible he's had plastic surgery? Sure. Is it likely? I don't think so. I don't see any evidence of him having hair plugs. I don't think he's had a facelift. Lipo, I mean, maybe. You can really never tell, but like body lipo is not common for men. And I just hadn't really seen a huge change in his neck like they were claiming. So, like I said, I can't tell you for sure about Donald Trump. I am skeptical that he's had plastic surgery, but.
So can we say myth busted?
we could say it.
I mean, kind of.
Say it.
Myth busted. What they used to do, they bang.
We should have something. I need like a gavel or something. Travis, we need to get some props in here, buddy. Like, what's going on? I need some props.
Put it on the list.
All right.
What are your thoughts, Travis?
Yeah, Travis, what do you think, Travis? You know a lot. You've been on the show for 2 years. Tell me.
Do I think he's had like a facelift?
I don't know any of it. What do you think?
No.
You're quiet in there.
I honestly don't think he's had a facelift. Like, going through those pictures, it does look like his face stayed pretty consistent throughout.
Yeah, he's just slightly aging.
Yeah, he's just slightly aged. It looks like a man that's getting older and his face is changing naturally.
And, I mean, he's been under a lot of stress, right? I mean, it's allowed for him to age. He's got a lot going on.
I do have someone who chimed in from YouTube. Inadvisable ship builds. He said,
"That's my buddy Egmont. What's up, Egmont?"
He said he needs a lobotomy, not cosmetic surgery. Is what he told me. So I can't co-sign on the lobotomy.
I like the comment. Thank you. I'm gonna be like, okay, we'll put that under advisement. But I do appreciate you commenting. All right, enough about Donald Trump. That was actually pretty fun. I like that. We're gonna have to do more of these crazy segments.
Absolutely.